Hi there, and welcome back to Sohaima Reads Reddit Stories. It is a birthday themed episode today. My birthday was a week ago, so I'm still kind of in the birthday vibes. If you're watching this on YouTube, you will see some balloons that I got for my birthday, so I thought I'd just use it in this thing. I mean, birthdays can be crazy. I've had all types of birthdays from like my sweet 16 to being like this huge themed party to like birthdays that were just chill where I went to the movies. So I don't know, this should be interesting definitely because it's Reddit, so it's going to be interesting. Okay, y'all, let's jump into it and start with the first story. I gave my niece a laptop on her birthday and she screamed at me because it wasn't brand new. What's the most ungrateful thing you see someone do? Today is my niece's birthday and she just went to college, so I thought I'd get her a laptop for her birthday. Now, I am a student myself, but I still want to give her something special. So I searched for a great used laptop and I found a decent Toshiba Satellite. I sold my PSP and some other things so I can afford it. So there we are at the dinner table opening presents. She opened mine and has this grim look at her face. This is it? I thought you'd buy me a brand new one. You know I can't afford it. It's the best I can do. I want a brand new one, not this. This sucks. Worst present ever. She then shoved the laptop and box across the table and fell down on the floor. I picked it up and walked out. My cousin tried to stop me. I just said I would never give her anything again. She even had the nerve to call back and ask for the laptop. Apparently, her parents punished her for her behavior and she will now have to buy her own things. No handout gifts. My friend bought it as a favor. He helped me pick it out and it knows how much I bought it for. The profit was only $10 roughly. What's the most ungrateful thing you have seen someone do? Hmm. Well, did it say how old the niece was turning? I I don't know, but I kind of feel like I would act like this if I was 16, maybe. And maybe my parents, I don't know if I would do it with my niece, but I don't know. I kind of see the niece's side just a little bit, but you know, when it comes to like going to college, you just need a laptop. If I was a niece, I would take it and maybe like in a year or something, or in a few months, get a new laptop, have two laptops. Like, but I don't know. I don't know. It is a little ungrateful. We do have an update here. Niece called this morning asking for the laptop because she will need it for college, and her parents told her she will never be handed out stuff while she's in college. No apology yet, only demands. Her brother said I would cave and give it to her. F no and F you, niece. But she writes out the real F word. Yeah, it's a little harsh, a little dramatic of a family. Let's read the top comment here. I always wanted to believe that this type of behavior only happens on television. I mean, you are getting free shit. How can you not like that? I get socks for Christmas and I get effing excited. Effing free socks, man. That's true. That's true. You should be grateful for literally people just remembering your birthday. That's what I've learned. Like at this point in my life, like people just remembering your birthday is so nice. Here's another comment. A girl in my high school received a used car on her 16th birthday. She was unhappy with the fact that it was used, 3 years old. So she intentionally totaled it. Her thinking was that if she totaled this one, her parents would have to buy her a new one. She didn't get a new car and had to ride the bus. Dang. Another comment, the last one for this story. The stories in this thread make me afraid that when I have kids, they'll be spoiled brats. I don't know, not all kids are spoiled brats, but I think all kids have their spoiled brat moments for sure. Okay, then, moving on to the next story. Am I the asshole for telling a plus size woman that I love being skinny? Whoa. Okay, we're gonna have to read this for context, but um I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's kind of harsh. Anyways, let's read this. I dread going to my childhood friend's birthday party every year. We moved apart a decade ago, and even though I'll always care deeply about her, we are very different people now, and her friend group reflects this. She has one friend, let's call her Amanda, who without fail has to comment on my weight every single time she sees me. You're so skinny. Do you even eat? Does your BF care that you don't have curves? Your legs are like sticks. For the record, I eat plenty. I have a fast metabolism, which keeps me super thin. I keep a strong face when Amanda says things to me. The, but truthfully, she's touching on my worst insecurities, and it makes me dread going to these parties every year. I was considering not going this year until I talked to my mom about it. My mom had what I thought was a great idea on how to deal with Amanda. She suggested I pretend she's giving me a compliment. My mom told me if Amanda says you're so skinny, just smile and say thanks. I love being skinny. And if she looks disappointed at your response, you'll have proven she was trying to insult you. I thought this was great advice. However, something I had failed to mention to my mom was that Amanda was overweight. I didn't realize this meant I was entering potential territory. Oh, ass, asshole territory. Anyway, the dreaded birthday party day comes. And of course, no surprise, Amanda immediately looks at my arms and comments how tiny they are. I ignored this comment. Then later in the day, we were standing in a group together and she was eyeing me up and down. She chuckled to herself and says, God, you're so skinny. And I thought, okay, here it is. Here is my moment. I turned to her, smiled, and said, thanks, I love being skinny. And then and I am completely serious here, she slaps me in the face. Wait, what? What? Okay, she slaps me in the face. I was in complete shock, just staring back at her, mouth hanging open and my hand on my cheek. Everyone was silent. She suddenly bursts into tears and runs out of the room. Two of her friends chase her. Only one other girl and my childhood friend asked if I was okay, but everyone else was just shooting me dirty looks. I promptly left the party, which sucked because I had a 2 hour commute and had planned to sleep over. The next day, I was texting with my childhood friend about it. She basically thinks that even though Amanda shouldn't have slapped me, that I was insensitive for saying I love being skinny to a plus size person. I argued that Amanda has been consistently insensitive to me every party, and I didn't comment on her body, only my own. She told me that it's different because being skinny is socially acceptable and that Amanda wouldn't usually do something like this, but I triggered her with my insults. My mom thinks I'm in the right, but this was all her idea, so of course she does, lol. So, am I the asshole for what I said to Amanda? My opinion, no, you are not. You are not. Um, but as somebody who's like gone up and down with my weight, yeah, you get really sensitive when you're overweight for some reason. I think it is a little easier being underweight. So let's read some comments here. The first one is hello police, I'd like to report battery. um I guess she could have called the police on her. That even has some rewards, and that comment has 15,000 upvotes. Let's see some other ones. Not the asshole, next time shut a bully with this. I know I'm skinny, it's not a secret. Why do you feel the need to constantly comment on my size? This comment has 31,000 upvotes and like two little reward things. It says, not the asshole, I love your mom. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. And year after year, just like I I tell this to my family, I tell this to anyone when it comes to talking about people's looks. Like, just literally do not talk about people's looks. Like, I I guess what's fine is like I love your outfit. Like if you see someone who's done their makeup, I love your makeup, or like someone who's worked on their hair, like things that people have done on purpose. Like I think you can comment about like in a nice way. Commenting on someone's weight, commenting on someone's like human features is just like so weird to me. Like You literally don't get to choose your body. So, like, I don't know. Just stay away from commenting on how people look unless they've done it on purpose. Like, let's move on to the next story. Am I the asshole for being honest with my girlfriend when she asked a question about the birthday cake she made for me? I, 34 male, had a birthday just yesterday, and my girlfriend, 36 female, offered to bake me a cake. I told her that I would prefer chocolate cake, devil's food, with chocolate icing and nothing fancy. She usually is a great baker, and I guess she thought that wasn't sophisticated or something. She baked me a chocolate cake with vanilla icing between the two layers of cake, then surrounding in chocolate frosting. The cake was fine, but I was disappointed because it was not what I wanted. She must have noticed and asked me if I was disappointed, so I was honest with her. Yes, I was disappointed. It wasn't the cake I asked for. I said if I wanted vanilla in a cake, I would have asked for vanilla in the cake. I didn't make a scene. I didn't pout. I even ate half of a slice, the chocolate part. She got upset with me and said, "But I've made vanilla cake before. You liked it." I pointed out that I don't mind vanilla icing, but it is not what I wanted for my birthday. Her feelings were hurt, and she even pulled a "I'm not going to make you any cake next year," which I replied with, "I will order my own and get my money back if I don't like what I want." Apparently, that was the last straw. She asked me to leave. Later texted me that I embarrassed her in front of her kids, and now she won't reply to my message. I think birthdays are important things, and I feel like I was honest with her when she asked me. I didn't want to lie about it. My friend told me I should have been grateful that she made me a cake at all, especially that I've eaten and liked in the past. Maybe I overreacted a bit, though I don't feel like I did, and hope to get a second opinion. Am I the asshole here? Ooh, I don't know. Did they say how long they've been together? But I was listening to one of the episodes by Sid and Olivia today, and um Sid says like if someone like cooked something for you, you like she would say, and I agreed with this, she would be like, I would say I'm so grateful, like thank you for making this for me, thank you so much. And if I didn't like it, like I would not like lie about it and say, oh my god, this was the best cake I ever had, but like just say that you're grateful for this gesture. And if you didn't like it, you don't need to say that part. And if you do like it, of course say that was amazing. Like um I think that's like the decent thing to do, but that takes a second for people to like learn. Let's see some comments. One comment here says, a cake would have to be burnt to a crisp for me to tell my partner I was unhappy with it on an important day. Aw, that's so like true love. Another comment here says, yeah, like eating only the chocolate part of the cake he's previously enjoyed wasn't a deliberate pout move. Yeah, that was kind of childish. That was, unless it was like really not edible, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want vanilla on his birthday. Another comment here says, info, how many cakes have you baked for your GF? Ooh, I like that comment. Okay. So, y'all, if you have anywhere to comment here, especially if you're on YouTube, do y'all tell your family and friends like what kind of gifts you want? Like some years I do. I did for like last year. I do for like milestone birthdays sometimes. Um, and I found like if you don't, like you won't get any gifts. Like this year I didn't. I only got like money, which I don't mind, but there's something nice about getting a gift. And I guess I don't know. Share with me your thoughts about telling people, like giving them a wish list or something like that. Let's move on to the next story here. And this is from R. Am I wrong? Am I cheating on my boyfriend? Yikes. If you have to ask that question, you probably are. Anyways, here we go. I, 27F, have been with my boyfriend, 30M, for a little over a year. From the very beginning, I knew he was jealous and I thought it was just a wound he needed to heal since he was married before and it ended because of his ex cheating on him. I've always had guy friends, some I've known since high school, and he seemed uncomfortable with that. I thought it was no big deal since hang out with them maybe once I thought it was no big deal since I hang out with them maybe once every few months. Among those guy friends is a coworker who texts me regularly. As recently, I have hung out with this coworker more to celebrate work birthdays outside of work. All right, how many birthdays are there? Okay, to celebrate work birthdays out of work. These are group events and they don't happen very often. I have even turned down outings with this guy where I know we will be alone because I know it will make my boyfriend uncomfortable. However, my boyfriend has been expressing his discomfort with me having male friends more and more. Recently, I had a very old friend come from out of town and I had dinner with him. Again, my boyfriend voiced his discomfort. He says anytime I hang out with a guy friend, it's low level infidelity because I'm putting myself in a situation that can lead to more. He never explicitly told me not to hang out with them, just how he feels. Am I cheating? My first thought is like, why don't you just like tell your boyfriend to come with you? Or like it's kind of sad that he doesn't trust her, but I do see his point, honestly. That's kind of hard. Let's get into the comments. Yeah, the first comment here is invite your boyfriend to come along. Edit. Not saying he has to come along, just saying it's nice to be invited sometimes. It'll make the BF feel reassured to get the invite, and it will make any guys with ill intentions reconsider. Yeah, that's a valid point. Okay, so there is two comments here, one comment replying to the other. The first comment here is this OP is dense. I know because I dated a girl just like her. And yes, I guarantee at least one of those guys would pursue OP as more than a friend. I mean, I think that's just the dynamic with like all guy and girl friend groups. But a reply to this is, oh, she knows. She just likes the attention, and in the back of her mind, he's He's back up. He's back. He's back up in case things ever go sour with the BF. Ooh, I don't know. That's really like making people a little more evil than they are, but maybe subconsciously she could be doing that. I don't know. Another comment says, "Is he invited to go as well?" Um, a reply to this comment is, "This is a solution, or the problem. Does the BF have to always be invited? No. Should he be welcome sometimes? Absolutely." I don't think she's cheating, but I don't know. There are things like micro cheating, like depending on how you like talk to somebody, how you're kind of like your mannerisms, if you're flirting or stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't think she is. I don't think she is. She's not cheating. She hasn't done anything, but I think the solution would just have an open invite for the boyfriend to join if he wants to. Moving on to the next story. My husband got me a vacuum for my 50th. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where this would be appropriate. I don't know. All right. Title says it all. Turned 50 yesterday. Husband, 53M, a 53 male, woke me up, told me he had a surprise for me downstairs. I go downstairs to see and see a vacuum. Not even wrapped, mind you. He said he thought I'd like a new one since the current one doesn't have the ability to turn off the brush roller when using on hard floors. I never asked for a new one. It works fine. That was my birthday. Not even a lunch or dinner out. He mentioned a month ago about doing something special and going on a trip. I asked about that and he said he figured I'd tell him when and where I wanted to go. He never asked where, but did mention several times over the past month he had a surprise for me. Apparently, it was a effing vacuum. We've been married 17 years. Am I the asshole for hoping or expecting that maybe he could have planned and surprised me with something, anything, something more than an Amazon next day delivery vacuum. When he turned 50, I took him to Hawaii. Maybe I'm just being hypersensitive. Turning 50 has been a hard number for me. Parents and grandparents all passed in that decade. Oh my gosh. I feel like if you've been married 17 years, you would know your partner and know a feel to know if that would be like appropriate as a present. I've literally told my dad to never get my mom like kitchen items as gifts or like household items as gifts. Like literally get like $100 bouquet of flowers rather than a vacuum cleaner. We do have an edit here. Edit. Thank you to the numerous people who reported my post to Reddit Crisis Cares. Not necessary. And to the mean trolls saying to get a life, no one cares. Don't be a gold digger, or it's the thought that counts. I wish you nothing but success and prosperity in life. Peace with a peace sign. Edit 2. It's a Eureka Power Speed canister vacuum. Okay, I have no ideas about vacuums. I don't know if that's a good vacuum or not, but at the end of the day, it is a vacuum, and I didn't even hear like it was a Dyson, like a Eureka Power Speed. Like I don't even know that vacuum. A top comment here says, "I'm sorry. Do you need bail money?" Yeah, I think some people would unalive their husbands if they got them a vacuum before their birthday. Okay, no, like what? Like maybe like okay, maybe a vacuum as like one of like five other gifts. I don't know. I don't know. All right, moving on to the next story. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my boyfriend's food on his birthday and getting him banned from a restaurant? Okay, how do you get somebody banned from a restaurant? Okay, let's see. I, 18F, have been dating my boyfriend, John, 20M, for a little under a year. We have a pretty toxic free relationship, but there's quite a bit of tension when it comes to me being a vegetarian. What? Okay. I've been I've been vegetarian since 11 and I have very strict morals around it. The one thing John has a problem with is me refusing to spend my money on me. Ever since I started making my own money, I swore to myself that I would never spend a cent of it on me. On our dates, we usually split the bill and sometimes he pays for it all. I told him if he orders something meat free, I'd happily pay for both of us, but he never does. When he pays for my food, it's when I've spent money on the activity, normally concerts and festivals. That's me paying 120 euros plus on tickets and him spending maybe 50 euros on food. His birthday was a few days ago, and we went out for dinner at his favorite fancy restaurant. He got the most expensive steak they had, along with a side salad and a bottle of wine. When we finished our food, I asked the waiter to split the bill, and John looked at me shocked. He asked if I was joking, and I said no. Then he told me he thought I was going to pay since it was his birthday and he didn't budget for the meal. I asked him why he thought I'd pay since I've been very clear about my rule, but he couldn't give me a reason other than it being his birthday. I told him I'd pay for the wine and the side salad, but he'd need to pay for the steak. He was furious with me and stormed off to the bathroom. I paid for my meal, the wine, and the salad and waited for him to come back. He didn't. After waiting for 20 minutes, I left. I found him sitting on a bench near where we parked the car. I asked him why he left and reminded him he needed to pay. He looked shocked when I said that and asked me if I didn't pay. I told him I'd pay for everything but the meat, and he lost it. He started yelling at me, telling me I was selfish, that I needed to grow up. I stayed calm and told him he needed to go back and pay. He scoffed and walked away. I ended up driving home without him. Now he's saying it's my fault he can't show his face in his favorite restaurant. Now he's saying it's my fault he can't show his face in his favorite restaurant since he dined and ditched. It's pretty small restaurant, so he'd 100% be recognized and kicked out. So, am I the asshole? What? Wait, how old was this guy? 20M? Like you don't have backup money for like going out. Like, I guess you're 20 years old and like that's the only excuse, but I wouldn't go out with like a girl and not have enough money for the both of us. And if she like offers to pay, that's nice. Like, I don't really care if it's your birthday or not. Like, you can't expect for someone to pay for you. Like, I've had birthday dinners where I paid for everyone. Like, my birthday, I paid for everyone. Like, you can't expect people to pay for you unless they just like do it like on the spot. Like, you can't go to a dinner not prepared to pay for yourself. Like, you cannot do that. All right, the top comment here says, not the asshole, ignoring the vegetarian stuff. Who the F orders the most expensive steak possible and then expects their partner to pay for them without having checked prior? And then storming off to the bathroom, expecting that to pressure you into paying for it. OP, I hope you can and all huge see all the huge red flags here. Yeah, yeah. And plus she's only 18. Another comment, I'd like to add that the OP did not get him banned from this favorite restaurant. Yeah, he got himself banned from this restaurant, all right? Like, let's grow up here. Even though y'all are so, like literally babies. Um, Life lesson learned, do not ever go out to eat somewhere if you don't have money to pay for yourself, whether it's your birthday or not. Okay, moving on to the next story. Okay, so this is not really like a story. It's just a question. It's on our Ask Reddit, but I wanted to see the answers. Um, when people sing happy birthday to you, what are you supposed to do? What do y'all do? Write in the comments. Tell me what you do when people sing happy birthday to you. I personally just like embrace it and sing along. Like, I told you, it was my birthday a week ago when we went to like this like halal hibachi place and they bring out drums and all this stuff, and I literally told my family I don't like it. Like, I don't want it. Don't tell people it's my birthday. I'm just here to eat a lot. Um but anyways, whatever. I just sing along. Whip out my phone and take a video, makes it less awkward. All right, so some some comments here. I just admire the candles. Another comment. I do what my funeral director coworker once told me when family members start crying. Find a crack in the wall and stare at it. Okay. Another comment here says, pick the person you know the least and stare directly into their eyes until it's over. What? Um, Another comment, reenact your birth through interpretive dance. What? What? The birthday song is not that long for you to do that, anyways. Another comment, head bang. That way they have to sing it louder and heavier, making everyone feel awkward. I really should have. I really want to do that. Let's see. Another comment, which seems actually kind of reasonable: conduct the choir with your hands. Na 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 na. I mean, might as well. Another one. End it with end it with a 5 minute sax solo. Hopefully, you have a saxophone and you can play a really, really good 5 minute solo. One last comment I'll read for you here, but there's a bunch more. Stutter while saying "you too." What? That's kind of weird. Okay, moving on to the next Reddit story here. Okay, this is actually a story. Am I the asshole for refusing to apologize for slapping my boyfriend when he smashed our birthday cake to my face? When he smashed our birthday cake to my face? Okay. My F34, so female 34, boyfriend Charles M38, and I celebrate our birthdays together. This year, I contributed a small private room at a restaurant and we invited 11 people. Four of them are my local friends, the rest are his family members. I wanted to celebrate a new achievement in my career and thought it would be great to just splurge a little and get some delicious food. So we had access to the menu, drinks, and our cake. I had agreed to pay for half of the food aside from having rented the small space myself. The space was paid for in advance, the food at the end, as in any restaurant. We had issues last year because I felt that he was doing low effort things while I always did my best to give him a nice birthday celebration. We have an income gap, but it wasn't even about money. I was making less money last year and still made things work for him. So this year he took care of inviting people, paid for the cake, and got me a spice rack as a present, which I loved. I made myself pretty, got my eyebrows and eyelashes done, and had my hair done. We were told to pose and pretend to blow the candles because I didn't want to blow our germs on the cake. Then we each had a picture along with the cake. When it was my turn, I was holding the cake when he pushed my face towards the cake, so I tried to fight it. His family started cheering, and he arched over my body and forced me to bend over until my face smashed the cake. My friends tried to get him off me, and he resorted to plastering cake and frosting on my hair. I don't need to describe the mess because I'll never be able to end this post, but I ended up slapping him when he attempted to do it again. His mother got up and she got into an argument with one of my guests. I had to cross the main floor with cake all over my face to use the restroom. When I looked in the mirror, I had cake on my neck and my blouse had red and blue coloring that didn't come off. I had to wash my face and got my hair in a bun because it looked less messy that way. When I came back, his family were all long faces. I told him what he did was unacceptable, and he said it was just a joke, that everybody has done that for ages, and that me slapping him just ruined my image in front of his family. I started crying and gathered all my stuff to leave. I notified him that he should pay for himself and his guests. My friends insisted on paying for their own food, but I refused, and we ended the night right there. My friends wanted to treat me to having dinner elsewhere, but I wasn't comfortable with my appearance. They ended up sending me the money that I spent, and that broke my heart. Charles had to pay for half of the remaining bill and got charged a cleaning fee. I still love him, but I'm clear that I'll never be able to forgive him. We talked about it and ended things. Wait, what? We talked about it and I ended things? He's convinced that I never loved him. He acknowledged that he did what he did was wrong, but is adamant that his family hates me for slapping him and that is my fault. I told him that he ruined not only our birthday, but also my way to celebrate my career milestone. I worked very hard to get to where I am, and his behavior showed me what my future will look like, and that I'm sorry to say it, but was so aggressive and so focused on making his family laugh at my expense that I just realized he's not good enough and that I've lost my confidence to be seen with him in public because I don't know what else he will pull out of his arse. He says he paid for that cake, that he's not saying that it was okay to smash it, but it's not like I paid for everything. He wanted me to apologize to his mom, but I refused. Important. I'm not proud of my reaction. We never had any physical altercations. He says his mother feels humiliated because of what I did, that she has been struggling with mild depression for years. I didn't know, and I came off as violent. Am I the asshole for refusing? I already blocked him. Edit. His guests paid for another half of his bill after being told they needed not pay for anything. Wait, why should she apologize to his mom? Where does his mom come in all this? Like, why are we even talking about his mom at the end of this? And they ended the relationship over this? That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I think she's absolutely not the asshole here. I guess she didn't like how he acted, so she had to end it. But a comment here says, not the asshole. Honestly, you answered his violence with a natural reaction. He was violent to you by refusing to allow you to say no. He physically had to use his body to push your face in that cake. That was humiliating to you. Downgrading to you and showed zero consideration to you. You are well rid of him and his family owes you the apology, not the other way around. I don't know. I don't know if anyone owes anyone an apology. Maybe the husband does a little, and like it was a natural like reaction to like slap somebody who's pushing you into something. I don't know. That's just like heartbreaking to end in a break. Okay, let's move on to the next Reddit story. Am I the asshole for making my daughter choose a different restaurant for her birthday meal than the one she's really wanted? Yes. Okay, if your daughter tells you what she like the restaurant you want to go to, just go to it. It's their birthday. I mean, unless there are some true like financial like restrictions or something. I don't know. All right, let's read. My 39F daughter very so okay, so the person the OP is 39 female. My daughter very recently had her 17th birthday. My husband, 42M, and I told her to pick out a restaurant that she'd like us to take her to for her birthday. She chose a seafood restaurant that we've never been to. In looking over the menu, I saw that the vast majority of the dishes contained shellfish. There were a few fish entrees as well as some surf and turf, but there were only a couple of non seafood dishes. Our son, 15M, is deathly allergic to shellfish. He also can't stand fish. There were only a couple of dishes that he could actually eat. I didn't want to take him there because I knew that he wouldn't really enjoy his meal and I was worried about cross contamination. I told my daughter that this restaurant wouldn't work and that she would have to pick out a different one. My son said that he would be fine just staying home, that we could use the money that we would have spent on his meal to just order him pizza instead. My husband also insisted that since it was our daughter's birthday, that she should be able to choose a restaurant and that our son would be fine home alone with pizza and video games. But here's the thing, we can only afford to go out as a family every so often. When we splurge on a restaurant meal, I want both of our children there. I insisted, and my daughter chose a different place, and we had a nice meal as a family. Okay, and capital letters, as a family. But she is still a little salty that she didn't get to have her first choice of restaurants. Most people I've asked say I'm wrong, but again, we can only afford to go out every so often. Is it so wrong that I wanted to do it as a family? My daughter still had a nice birthday meal. Okay, doesn't even seem like the daughter's too mad. She just like is kind of salty, which I've experienced. I obviously love that my family like remembered my like wants to celebrate my birthday with me, so I'm always grateful. Um I think she is a little bit of the asshole. Like I think the 50 year like the 15-year-old son would have loved to just chill at home alone. Come on, with a pizza, like I want to do that. So Reddit does did vote that she is the asshole, which is kind of sad because she just wanted to be with her whole family. But let's see why in the comments. So one comment here says, "Well, I mean, I get it, but you're the asshole. Your daughter didn't get what she wanted for her birthday. Your husband had no problem with it. Your son had no problem with it. Oh, I see why I see like Reddit's point here." Another comment here was, "You're the asshole. No one else's wants were considered except yours. I'm baffled as to how you don't clearly see that you're the asshole." Oh God, these are kind of mean. I mean, that sometimes happens when you're on Reddit. Anyways, we have arrived at our last Reddit story for today, and this is from our teenagers. And I think this is kind of going to end on a happy note. Uh, the other day, one of my friends did something that I'm still thinking about. On Wednesday, it was my friend's birthday. His favorite class is biology because he loves the subject and says all of his favorite people are in the class. His family isn't very rich, so they didn't give him a very good present, just $20 and some new headphones. So today, with those $20, he ordered pizza for the whole class. After we ate the pizza, teacher is chill AF, so he didn't care, and I offered to pay him back the pizza because I thought it was wrong that he would give his birthday present to everyone else, but he declined. He said that the only present he really wanted was to see everyone here smiling and appreciating what I did. Juan, if you do browse this sub by any chance, I love you, homie. Partial homo. Oh, that's so sweet. One comment here says, your friend sounds absolutely awesome. Happy belated birthday if you're here. Another comment here says, that is human kindness I have never seen in person. Keep him around. Aww. Another funny comment here says, he's everyone's number one friend. Another comment here, which is too real. Where TF can I get pizza for the whole class for only $20? One pizza is like $20. I don't know. And one last comment here for the day. I was pretty poor growing up. $20 in headphones is a good gift. Also, getting the pizza with $20 is worth it. Sharing is what it's all about. And yes, it is what it's all about. Sharing my time and my love for reading these crazy and hectic, but also some nice Reddit stories with y'all. Thank you for sharing your time with me here. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform or joining me here on YouTube, thank you for sharing your time with me. I hope it was interesting. And if I've ever celebrated my birthday with you, thank you so much for caring about me and sharing your time and your money and your love with me. I love birthdays. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Sohaima Reads Reddit Stories. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel where I have a bunch of different videos. My YouTube channel is essentially my soul put into a channel at this point. I love it so much. I love being here with y'all. I will see you all in my next episode of Sohaima Reads Reddit Stories, or in one of my next videos, or maybe one of my next social media posts. Either way, I know I will see you again, and sending you so much love. Bye.